Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly 30-minute webinar. My name is Jim Schultens. I'm systems engineer here at Variphy, and I will be your host for today's session. Joining me today is my good friend and fellow SE, John Delane. How you doing today, John?
I'm doing pretty good, Jim. Fall is
Good.
definitely in the air.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you adjusted to the time change yet?
Uh,
The
well,
5 o'clock darkness?
yeah, no, I'm tired all the time.
Yeah. Don't blame me. All right. For today's session, John's going to show you different ways to restrict user access for the Zoom phone platform. Please note that these webinars are always recorded and posted within 24 hours, so you can review them at any time. Check out the webinars page at verify.com for all our past and upcoming sessions. You can also find all these videos on our YouTube channel if that's easier for you. All right. On our agenda today, we're going to start out with a quick overview of Verify and what we can do for you. Then we'll jump into a live demo where John will showcase our user-based role access for a Zoom phone. We'll pause for Q&A during the demo. If you do have any questions, make sure to ask them in the chat. After Q&A, we will award one lucky attendee a $50 Amazon gift card, so hang around to see if you've won. All right, a quick overview of Verify. Verify is the preferred analytics and management solution for Cisco Call Manager, Contact Center Express, Cube iOS, WebEx calling, Zoom phone, and MS Teams collaboration. Deployable either as an on-prem or a hosted cloud solution, we provide industry-leading call reporting and analytics, as well as customizable dashboards and widgets. CUCM management modules like remote phone control, change management, and dial plan management are also available. If you have any questions on any of our features, please contact us at support@verify.com or reach out to your account manager. One more thing before we kick this off, for an additional fee, Verify offers an enhanced consulting service to our customers. Verify's SE team engages with you on a one-on-one basis to remotely provide additional consulting, report building, dashboard configuration, and system monitoring assistance. This is a service that provides you with a dedicated Verify SE to do the heavy lifting, so you have a stress-free, hands-off experience. For more information, please contact us or your account manager, and we'd be glad to speak with you more in depth about pricing and terms of service for our Enhanced Consulting Service, or ECS. All right, it's time to go into the wild. I'm going to head things off to John. Remember, please type any questions into the chat and we'll address those at the end of his presentation.
All right, well, thanks for being with us this afternoon. I am, as Jim said, going to talk about Zoom role-based access. And it was a little tricky to get this set up because to go through various users, I was facing some cross-pollination in my browser. And so hopefully I've worked that all out. But apologies in advance if I need to reload screens or anything. So what we'll do today is I'm already in the setup and administration as an administrator of the Verify application. So I got here just by going to the settings there in the upper right hand corner, over to user accounts and groups. And so that's where I've landed here. I've chosen 4 users from our Zoom demo system to use as the guinea pigs for today's webinar. So I'm going to start by going into Hallie Marshall. So I did pre-set up the users, but I didn't apply any of the platform information. So here I've set up Hallie. She already has a login and stuff, but with time zones already set. You can choose whether you want them to be able to change their time zone or their password. Generally, that's pretty common. And then whether they'll have access to dashboards, and then whether they can share those dashboards. I'll leave that unchecked for now. And DID management doesn't currently apply to the Zoom platform. So under the platform privileges, that's where we'll be spending most of our time here in the next little while. So I'm choosing the Zoom calling platform. I'm clicking on the plus sign there. And then we get down to our access settings. So I'm an administrator, but Hallie won't be. So I'm going to go to the restricted data visibility here. I could also choose whether to allow her to see dashboards access reporting and the call history search is pretty common. Over here on the right, the voice recordings is something that we have available in Zoom, and we get asked frequently during the demo process and evaluation about access to voice recordings, and it's right here. We'll leave that toggled off, but in your environment, you'll have control over that right down to the user level. So we're going to start with Hallie here under our restricted visibility settings, just allowing her to see her own user. And I'm going to give her access to reports, just one that I pre-configured. Um, this is the You're Allowed Call Data Analytics report. So that's where I'm going to leave Hallie for the moment. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then I'm going to go over to one of my screens here, and let's see if I can get in as Hallie. So Hallie is logged into the system, takes us right into her landing page as a Zoom under the Zoom calling platform. And you see she has access to history and reports. I didn't include schedules, so that's not here. Dashboards, she doesn't have any made, but she does have access to, oh, maybe I did give her one. Well, we won't go into that. So here under the history, just so that you can see if I'm going to go back current and previous week for my date range, and I'm simply going to choose total calls. So under normal administrator or a high level login, total calls is going to bring back a lot of information. But when I click view results here, because of what we set for Hallie, we are going to see only calls where Hallie has participated either as the caller or the callee for the calls. And so allowing people just access to their own calls can be really beneficial if people, need to look up a phone number, need to see when something happened, if there's a follow-up or whatnot. Just giving them access to their own call data is a real effective way of doing that. Within the reports, I'm going to go here, and did I not share the report with her? Thought I did. We'll get to that out with the next user. I'll make sure that I share the reports with her, but I thought I'd shared out that one report. And if we were to run that, then we would just see, it would contain her calls. So I'm going to go ahead and log out as Hallie here. And then I'll have a next tab ready. So back here, the next user that I'm going to jump into is going to be Connor Willis. So Connor is also pre-set up, but I didn't apply a platform or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll leave the same application and dashboard privileges as I did for Hallie. And then down here in the platform, once again, we'll make that selection for Zoom calling. And we'll go with the restricted access. We'll add the reporting and the call history search. And now I know what I did wrong over here. I did this, but I didn't hit the plus sign. There we go. See, even the most seasoned systems engineers sometimes forget that plus sign over on
It happens to me all the time too, John.
but I should have been more practiced for this one. So we don't have any managers in the system, but if there were managers, you could select to have visibility for the manager that this person either is or that is their manager. Hopefully that's not too confusing, but I'll leave that turned on for here for the moment. And I'm going to turn on the view own department. So whatever department now that Connor Willis resides in, you'll be able to see calls for that department. So if you have a department supervisor or just a department lead, you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Go back to my Edge browser, and we will go to Connor. So once again, I'm going to cast my net here for current and previous week. and we'll just do the total calls again. It makes it real easy for demonstration to do that. If you haven't worked with our call scenario types, they're super um, effective in getting at kind of classifications of calls real easy. Uh, Totals is everything, but you can see some of the other options there. So I'm going to view results. And so now we have Connor Willis. We have Connor's calls, and Connor's in the Kansas City office, but now you can see that Helena and the other members of the Kansas City office are also included. Now, I'm going to take this one step further here, as I had hoped to with the last one. But so here we have the report um, that was selected there under the user configuration. And so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to run this report. I didn't give edit privileges, but you'll see here in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and set this for the same time period. And then when I run this, so now I have, I'm looking at the total calls, 23 calls, and then we can see all the calls that that department participated in. I just have this broken down by the parties involved. So we should see Connor in here somewhere, right? There's Connor at the bottom with 15 of them. And so we can see the people's contributions to the calls within the calls for that department. Then I put together a couple graphs there to show how it can also be broken out over the course of the different time periods. All right, so I'm going to log out as Connor. We'll go back here and we will go to our next person, and that's Cullen. All right, so for Cullen, we'll go ahead and we'll give those a couple permissions there. We'll give dashboards, and we'll get down here to the platform once again. Repetition is a good way to drive things home, for me anyway. So we'll turn on the restricted visibility, and we'll turn on all of these. We're going to do the can schedule reports, and for this purposes, this one, I'm going to turn on all shared reports as read only, so you can see what that looks like. Now I've already gone through these kind of blanket restriction toggles here. So now we're going to go ahead and utilize a public search set. So I'm going to select it here, and I think the one I wanted was going to be, we'll do plant location. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then when I go over to, let me get rid of these two windows, back over here. Here we go. So before I log in, I want to show you where that is set up. So within the call analytics, in the configure section is where we allow the creation and maintenance of public search sets. You can also create public search sets directly in reports and widget configuration. There's an option there to save what you've created in there for a search set as a public search set. So they go within the configure section of the call analytics reporting. Here are some ones that I pre-configured. So here I have this plant location one where I've just set up a one based on location, which is one of the fields that we get from Zoom. And there's a lot of fields that are possible that could be used here to create a public search set, whether it's departments, managers, if they're populated, locations, and so forth. And often we'll use both sides of the call, the caller and called party. And we'll also have the ability to get queue information. So I think it's down here somewhere. I'll be getting to that in just in the next one, actually. But I did want to show where that public search set comes from, and you can set that up. And one of the huge advantages to having public search sets is it gives you one place to make adjustments. Say if your one plant closes and another one opens, you make one change here and that automatically is distributed out to any reports or widgets or people that have that public search set assigned to them. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this, and then back here, we're going to see if we can log in as Cullen. Okay, so I'm going to lean on the total calls again. In a period of this week and last week, and we'll see our results. And so hopefully what we should see here is, let me throw a location in here. Thought I had that okay already. Maybe I switched which user I was going to use for this. Yeah, so then we should be seeing the caller locations that I put in there. Dallas, Texas, California. I don't know how to pronounce that, but you can see how just by setting that search set now, we've allowed this user access to the 72 calls that belong to entries that exist in that search set. If we go over to the report, remember that I shared out access to all shared reports. So here's a whole bunch of them. And here's the one that we run. Because I gave read-only access only, that's why I don't have a drill-in option over here or the edit option over to the right. So we'll go ahead and run this real quick again. We'll adjust that search time window. And then you can see, well, something didn't work out right with that one. Did I get the dates mixed up? Yeah, not sure what happened there. But it should have looked more like this one, but for that group of people. So we'll go ahead and move on now to, I think I've got at least one left. So we'll go back here. And I want to demonstrate queues. So while I'm in the public search sets here, I'll just show that how we can apply it to queues, whether they're just current or if reports can be run for a longer period of time, to include historical options, which are set with flags so that you know which ones are just historical and not still currently active from the Zoom platform. I'm not going to save that, but then we'll go over and I'll just get in this way, back into the user configuration. Did it do it to me? Oh, no, good, it's still me. All right, so we'll go back and we'll pick on Hallie again for this one. So I'm going to go down. We're going to take off her view as own user. We'll give her access to the report. We'll allow her to edit it as well. So you can see what that looks like. And then on the restrictions here, we're going to go ahead and add those sales queues. So hopefully everyone's getting an idea of really how straightforward this is to be able to set up the role-based access for the Zoom platform in Variphy. Go back here, we'll log back in as Hallie. And so we'll go to our total, our week and last week. And let me go in here and throw the queue in. So within that public search set, I had 3 sales queues: the government sales, the retail sales, and general sales. So now you can see all the calls for this week and last week that apply to them. And so I'll go over to the reports. I could export and create a report for you, but we've done that in a lot of previous webinars, and I didn't click save again, did I? Let's go back and see if I can jump into Hallie. Not often I do that twice in a row. Bingo. Jim could have saved me. There we go. I just clicked on that verify logo in the upper left, hoping that that'll be enough to reload. And there it is. So now, because I gave edit privileges to Hallie, she can now edit the report if she wants to, or run it. And we'll see how this one does, running for this week and last. There are our calls. There's another time that looks like it's coming up short. I don't know what's happening with the on the back end, but what we should be seeing there would be the calls that we saw over in the history lookup. I think there was more than 12. So there's one more thing that I do want to show, and we'll go back here, and I'm going to pick on Jet Cooley. So I set Jet up with access to his own user and the IT department public search set. And with some of these other settings, I'm not even going to make any changes here to Jet, but I do want to here show for my admin user, I've created the Zoom Analytics for You dashboard, which is a couple widgets on here where you can see these call volumes, 1,800 calls for current and previous week, and then a breakdown of the various departments. So we've given Jet access to within that public search set. There's the IT help desk and at least one other. Why don't we'll jump over there and see what we've got. Yeah, so IT help desk, IT support, and remember that he has access to his own calls. So we'll go back here, and do I have one more that I can log in as? Let's see if it'll let me. This is where I ran into trouble. I should have had more windows open. Let's try here. Okay, good. So there's Jet. So Jet's landing page is dashboards. You can choose that within the user configuration where you go default after logging in. So Jet is set up to jump over to the dashboard, has that dashboard shared with him. And so here are, if you remember from the other one, there's 1,800 calls across all the departments. You can see that Jet's restricted access is here. You see the IT help desk and the IT support, but you also see, since he's part of shipping, we see the shipping department there. And we even see one call there from general management where someone from general management originated a call that went to one of these other 3 departments. Go over to the reports real quick just so that we can see how that shakes out on the call totals. So we'll set this for that same time period, apply, view our results. And so here we see the the calls where we're seeing IT help desk, shipping, so forth, consistently across the results here. So that's it in a nutshell. Let me go back to our. So hopefully everyone has a real good idea of how you can use the setup and administration of the users to restrict access, set up roles and stuff for people a number of different ways within the Zoom platform. And if we have a little time for questions, Jim, if anyone's sent any in.
Well, we've got time, but we have no questions, Sean. You did a fabulous job as always.
All right.
Covered everything. Give a minute or so here more. Any last minute questions come in?
And this is very similar to our other platforms. So seeing it here for Zoom, a lot of the way that it's structured is going to be the same. It's just the difference between, what fields, the labeling and what fields are available from one platform to another. But you can exert these same kind of role-based controls across our other platforms as well.
Thank you again for joining us today. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Our next session will be led by Matt and Dre, and they'll be going over using the change management feature for CUCM to monitor registered and unregistered phones. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.